I don't need to show you slides that show how much penetration smartphone is. We established that. Who here knows what's the most popular app on smartphones today? Who can guess? What's the #1 app, the most popular, the most used app in smartphones? It was Facebook. You guys are all wrong. Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is the most popular app in the world right now, and it's not even launched everywhere. It was Facebook, it was Snapchat, it was Instagram, and all of those, but Pokemon Go is now by far the most popular app in the world. It's 100 million users in less than 30 days, and it's not global yet. So, remember about 5 or 6 years ago when there was this thing called MySpace? And we thought that there was never going to be something else after MySpace. I mean, MySpace was the website, and then Facebook comes, and then Line comes. And inevitably, another platform emerges, and now Pokemon is here. And it's a new platform, it's a gaming platform on top of the real world, and people love it. And they're going to launch Pokemon Go versions of Harry Potter, Star Wars, any topic that you want, there will be a Pokemon Go. So gaming is the most popular type of app on the App Store, and it's the most popular app on smartphones. So more people are gamers than they are Facebookers or Uberers or Airbnbers or e-commerceers. People know gaming. It's a language that is global. We all understand sport, competition, Olympics. It transcends everything. So it's a common language. So if you understand how to build products using this language, you can engage people much more deeply. So what Playbasis does is we help the banks, or the insurance companies, the boring companies become cool. We're not trying to replace the banks, we're actually trying to give them a fighting chance, because WeChat and Alibaba and Facebook Messenger and all of these peer-to-peer messaging platforms are just more engaging, more fun. If I have a banking app today and I send money to a friend, and I use my bank app to do that, that's pretty much all I can use my bank app for. But if I use WeChat, I can send them money, I can plan a date with them, I can play games, I can run loyalty programs, I can have stickers and games, and it's just much more engaging. So what we do is we help a bank's mobile wallet turn into a WeChat platform, make it way more fun, increase the time that people spend inside, and make it more engaging. We've done a strategic alliance. We announced this today with Visa. So essentially what we're going to do is launch products and services, new Visa products, that instead of doing the traditional loyalty and rewards program will actually be a game. And so, you know, your usage of a Visa network drives a game. And we've done it successfully. We've driven 23x times transaction volume using these games, 23 times. Not 2 times, not 3 times, 20x. And games introduce this concept of microtransactions. Okay, so mini bite-sized transactions, and if you can break everything into a mini bite-sized transaction, those fees that Visa charges you go down because they make it up in volume. So I actually don't believe that okay, Maxime, don't get mad at me here, but you know, Bitcoin, we'll wait and see about that. I've seen a lot of technologies on the internet, and I think if the only pain point that they're trying to solve is the transaction fee, I think that's no problem. Visa will eventually make it free, you know, because they'll collect data and monetize it that way. So I don't think that the transaction fee is the problem. I think what we have to do is get people used to using e-payments and get away from cash. The bigger challenge is to move to a cashless society, not to choose MasterCard versus Visa or Bitcoin versus ACH or whatever it is. I also believe that companies like loyalty programs, and everyone likes the idea of getting rewarded. Everyone likes the idea of getting points and earning air miles, but people designing those systems are not game designers. They're auditors, they're accountants, they're those kind of people. So if they can work with game designers, we can make those programs way more effective. We can reduce the liabilities. We can move to different models. And so that's the other pitch that we have to banks. So today we work with DBS, we work with Barclays in the UK, we work with Hong Leong in Malaysia, Maybank in Singapore, we work with Great Eastern in Singapore. So life insurance and banks are some of our biggest customers, but also our telcos. And so I think if you're a bank today or you're in financial services, you're seeing the first wave of telcos now getting licenses, and now they're getting wallets. And then you have Alibaba, an e-commerce company, getting a license and launching Ant Financial, and soon anyone will be able to get a bank license, and now you have all this disruption. So the strategic decision I made for my company was not to try to kill the bank, but to help the bank survive and to help the bank modernize. Because I think as a game developer, coming from a game development background, if we can get banks to finance games, that would be really cool, because we could have more games. And I think that's eventually the model that we're trying to pursue here, because there's other ways to make money in gaming other than just selling people virtual items. But Pokemon Go is now making $10 million a day purely on virtual goods. $10 million a day. Multiply that by 365. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. And it's actually not cannibalizing the gaming market, it's expanding it. So our position is that games for business, or FinTech games, will be a new category, and we will help banks launch FinTech games. So instead of just doing marketing with brochures or with TV commercials, they could do marketing with interactive content like games. You can make a loan application a game. You could make a debt consolidation a game. You could make currency exchange a game. Try to get the best rates during the week, and whoever gets the best rates. You can make stock trading a game. And the thing about a game is that it's virtual, so you can make a mistake and it doesn't affect your real life assets. You can be riskier and you can try things. So just as pilots train on flight simulators before they fly a plane, imagine creating games for young people to build up their financial literacy and to understand that a bank is more than just a place to keep your deposits, that it has more products and services, and that as you explore and grow as a person, and as your financial needs diversify more and become more complex, the game can have taught you how to approach those situations. It can teach you about timing your, when you reap the seeds that you sow. It teaches people that investing is not investing is not trading. Investing is investing. And so if you're an asset manager, if you're trying to sell a mutual fund, you have to find a way to make that product more exciting, because it's pretty boring. Life insurance policy is like one touch after the sale. What other reason would you have to really think about your life insurance policy? So we have to keep a game or some mechanic to keep people coming back. And so we bring the proven mechanics from the world's top games, farming games, match 3 games, AR games, and we create tools and let those tools be embedded into bank apps. Right now, 9 out of 10 apps in Thailand are from foreign countries. Only 10% are made in Thailand for Thai people. So, and a big portion of those 10% are the bank apps. Who here that lives in Thailand and has a bank account does not have a mobile banking app? So you live here, you have a bank account in Thailand, but you don't use the mobile banking. Okay, and you're the same, right?
Yeah, it's all in Thai.
But everyone else, I think, probably does. So in fact, one of the most popular apps in Thailand are the bank's apps. But they're terrible. They're They're not fun at all. They're just boring, and so we want to help those banks, and then the insurance companies, and then the merchants, and then go on and go on, go on. But there's, I think with gaming allows you to create your own rules in your own world. So you can experiment more and let people try things. And I think if you look at examples of things like crowdfunding, before we go to crowdfunding, let's think about crowdsourcing. So what were the most popular examples of crowdsourcing? Foursquare. So Foursquare turned it into a game. You became a mayor and you earned badges. Then when you use your Google Maps today to find out how much traffic it is to come from here to there, or come from wherever you came to here, that's a technology that was built by a company called Waze. And Waze rewarded you for turning on the app and collecting data as you drive. And they turned that into a game. So now you have Pokemon, and what's Pokemon really doing? It's creating a map of the walkable surface of the world. Because Google has the map of the drivable surface, but they don't have a map of the walkable surface. So now they've just become a mega company. People don't realize this, but Pokemon Go is Google. It is a joint venture between a startup, Nintendo, and Google. And Google is using all of these players to gather massive amounts of data, location data, photos. People are taking photos of their house looking for Pokemon and sending that up to Google. They're looking around, they can see what's inside your house. Well, they're not really doing it, but the idea is that they're going to catalog everything because they turned it into a game. So just think about the pain point in any business and think about, if I turn that into a game, how would someone win? And how do I make it win-win? Win for me and win for them. And I think if you approach it that way, and people aren't just customers, but they're players, and your objective is to make them as engaged as possible, you can have a very successful business. I think. I don't know. Maybe you disagree, but that's pretty much all. I'll just tell you about Playbasis. We're a startup, about 4 years already in Thailand. I'm an American. I came from gaming industry before moving to Thailand. I've been working in games for the past 13 years now. Wow, that's a long time. Just turned 32. And as a gamer, I think I gained a lot of benefits from playing lots and lots of games. And I think those are benefits that maybe parents and teachers don't understand yet, but they will. And I think that the problem that my generation has is that we have too much debt, we have terrible credit, we're underinsured, we have no assets, we job hop. We're setting up a disaster scenario for Gen Y and millennials, and we have to do something because people are just not engaged in the financial world. And we need to teach literacy, and I think using things like apps and onboarding people using fun is a good idea. So if we can teach young people about financial concepts, that will lead to an overall better world. Potentially, maybe. I hope so. Okay, any questions? That's it for me. So any questions?